We've just talked about running straight through a base. The next thing we want to discuss is making a turn and rounding a base. Any ball that's hit to the outfield, as we said before, our goal as a hitter is 2 bases. So I'm going to go aggressively from home plate to second base till they stop me. In terms of making that turn at first base, we look at our base broken up into our 4 quadrants. When we're running straight through, we're working on the outside close corner towards home. When we're going to round the base, we just move over 1 quadrant. The key here is to hit the base at the proper corner and the proper position each and every time. As we said before, not 9 times out of 10, but 100 out of 100. Every time your players run the base, make sure that they hit this front inside corner and use the base as a starting block. Use the base as a push-off point where they can accelerate from the base. To do this, their ball or their foot has to push against the side of the base. It doesn't matter which foot. The key here you'll find after your players run is they'll have a little hole dug right here in front of the base. That now as I round out, I'm going to turn and hit this corner with the ball of my foot and push off the base. Don't allow them to hit on top. Don't allow them to hit this front side, because again, they have nothing to push from. Bases will get slippery, they'll hit on top and slide. Proper corner, proper mechanics are to drive off the side of the base. Use that base to your advantage. In terms of making a turn now, we want to make this turn as tight as possible. And you'll find different runners can make the turn tighter than some of your other runners. You'll see some coaches will lay down gloves or lay down cones where you want to swing out. We don't like to do that because different players can turn at a different angle. The key here is to make that turn as tight as possible. Your faster runners might be able to make it a little bit tighter than some of your slower runners. Let each individual player find the optimum turn and the optimum distance they need to swing out. The key to look for here is we want a straight line between first and second base. They need to make their swing or make their turn prior to getting to first base, so it's a straight line from first to second. So where some players might have to swing out to the coach's box, others might only have to swing out to the 3-foot line. A couple things that'll help in terms of making their turn. One, we want to make sure that that's in stride as they go along. We don't want our runners to break stride to hit the base. We don't worry a whole lot about which foot hits the base, whether it's a right foot or whether it's a left foot. Either foot's fine as long as they don't break stride. Either foot they can make a tight turn with, as long as they don't break stride and to keep their momentum going. A couple things that will help tighten that turn and help them make it a little bit tighter for them is this left shoulder. The more I can duck my left shoulder into the inside of the infield, the tighter that turn is going to be. And 2 things that will help with that. One is the left arm and left elbow. If I pull down with my left side, I'm going to drop this shoulder. And this quick pull with my left arm will make it easier to make a tight turn for our runners. The second thing we tell them is to take their right hand and punch towards second base. And again, that'll help tighten the turn. So as I'm running up, I'm going to drop my left shoulder by pulling my arm down and punch at the same time, and that tightens my turn. Again, the key to rounding the base is make sure each and every time they hit that front inside corner and use the base to accelerate off of. Make as tight a turn as possible, still keeping their full stride and keeping their running motion in stride so they don't slow up and they don't break stride. And help make the tight turn by dropping that inside shoulder and shortening the amount of distance that you have to run. Remember, swing out before the base, so we've got a straight line then between first and second. And always go 2 bases. Whether you're starting at home, going to second, whether I'm going to start at first, I'm going to go first to third. Use that base to make a tight turn and get there as fast as possible.